have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. If you have no confidence in yourself, you're twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you have won even before you have started. These are your words of motivation.
Yeah, and it's from Marcus, and Marcus giving us those words of motivation. It just means that confidence is just a curtain raiser for you to start whatever you need to start in life. It gives you a lot more confidence to enter every sphere of life, to be successful.
Exactly. You can imagine. You know, when you are broke and you're confident, it gives you something, even when you don't have anything, you know?
Yeah. Well, our director, Yaya, is telling us you can never be broke. You cannot be broke and be confident.
No, you can. I say you can.
Yeah,
you can.
Like, for me now, I'm broke, but I'm very confident.
Are you?
Yeah.
See, it works.
Yeah.
But hopefully you're not. And we do pray that you have a good day,
Amen.
Whatever you're up to today.
Amen.
All right, so we'll come up with the news, and then we'll follow that up with some sports, which is brought to you by Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo. But the AM show is brought to you by Mixi Coffee.
Well, in the meantime, though, we have to just give you a dose of what the top headlines are before we bring you the main news on the AM show. And the Chamber of Pharmacy to suspend drug supplies nationwide effective February 10, 2014.
University of Cape Coast branch of the Federation of University Senior Staff Association of Ghana declare indefinite strike action.
Sand and stone contractors give government a 2-week ultimatum to revert a decision on the implementation of a new axle load limit, or they will embark on a demonstration.
And mortal remains of the late Komla Dumont arrive home. We'll be back with the details of these stories and more.
Stay on. Well, treatment of patients under the National Health Insurance Scheme could be affected if the Ghana Chamber of Pharmacy should carry out its intended plan to suspend supplies of medicines to hospitals under the scheme. The Chamber says effective February 10, 2014, they shall no longer be supplying drugs or medicines to these hospitals and service providers because of the strangling arrears owed them. In a statement signed by the head, research and advocacy of the Chamber, Stanley Ejay, noted some hospitals were in arrears since May 2013. He explained that the inordinate delay in the reimbursement by the National Health Insurance Authority was impacting negatively on the financial strength as well as the survival of these distributors, adding that they have resorted to borrowing from banks at 30% interest rate and sometimes from microfinance institutions at interest rate of 5% per month in order to bridge the funding gap and also sustain supplies to government hospitals. The Chamber insists on account of this difficulty, they were suspending further drug supplies to health service providers under the National Health Insurance Scheme effective February 10.
Now, patients who visited the King's Medical Center in the Kumbungu districts of the northern region early yesterday to seek medical care were left frustrated when they were told by authorities of the facility that they could not be attended to because the National Health Insurance Authority had not paid them for service it had rendered to them for close to about a year now.
King's Medical Center is a major health facility that provides medical care to over 236 farming communities in the Kumbungu and Tolon districts. Some patients to the facility travel a far distance, crossing the White Volta to seek health care. These patients, many of whom are NHIS card bearers, were turned away by authorities of the facility early Monday morning because the National Health Insurance Scheme has not paid them for services rendered to subscribers for close to a year. Some of the patients shared their frustration with Joy News. Administrator of the hospital, Gabriel Ni Otu Ankra, told Joy News that they are unable to procure drugs and pay its workers because of the huge debt that the National Health Insurance Authority owes. The maternal health care for many poor women in these farming communities is most likely to worsen if the National Health Insurance Authority does not immediately release funds to the facility so it can continue to render services to subscribers there.
The University of Cape Coast branch of the Federation of University Senior Staff Associations of Ghana, FUSAC, has declared an indefinite strike effective Monday, February 3, 2014. Well, the UCC chapter of FUSAC says it will not back down on its action until its members are paid 4 out of their 8-month salary arrears following an increment last year. The government directed that various public universities use their internally generated funds to pay arrears. But the National General Secretary of FUSAC, Jacob Ishen, told journalists only the University of Winneba complied with the directive. According to him, the other branches of FUSAC were likely to follow suit with similar strikes.
Now, angry youth at Kenyase Ebirim in the Ashanti region have demonstrated against the deplorable nature of Kumasi and Acquah Road. The agitated youth say the road is in a poor state compared to all other roads linking the main business district center of Kumasi. According to them, several contacts with the district chief executive and the member of parliament to rehabilitate the road yielded no positive result. A report by Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin.
Vehicles traveling on the stretch has stopped due to the demonstration, leaving commuters to trek the journey on foot. It was a charged atmosphere as residents protested the poor nature of the only road leading to the central business district. To show their anger, they resorted to burning tires on already damaged road as the police watched from afar. The police then started firing shots to disperse the already charged crowd. As they took to their heels, some demonstrators were injured in the process. This woman and some other victims had to be rushed to the Menchia Hospital and nearby clinics for medical attention as they were hit by rubber bullets. Some of the angry youth were also arrested, whilst others continued to protest the action of the police. The demonstrators pursued the armed police personnel demanding an explanation of their action. Angry residents said the bad nature of the road has increased traveling hours. They also claimed armed robbery on the stretch has gone up. According to the youth, vehicles from Jabeng and Ifiduase use this road during rush hours to Kumasi to avoid the heavy traffic from KNUST to the Central Business District. But because of the deplorable nature of the road, they have stopped. Leadership of the youth said they will stage a demonstration every 90 days until work on the road begins.
Police cars, 4 or 5. Even the police for now, Sabia says, one is including a policeman. Oh, it is a sale.
The officer in charge of the Rapid Deployment Force of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Chris Klomega, told the media the police intervened when the demonstrators overstepped their bounds. He, however, confirmed the police gave permission for the demonstration. Superintendent Chris Klomega said the patrol team used anti-riot control measures, including the use of force, to curse the crowd. The police said the patrol team would be stationed at the area until calm is restored. Meanwhile, 2 policemen were injured in the process.
Members of the Tema, Acquah Sand and Stone Contractors Association have given government a 2-week ultimatum to reverse its decision on the implementation of a new axle load limit on tracks, or they will hit the streets in protest. The Ghana Haulage Association last Saturday announced an indefinite suspension of services in protest against government's implementation of the new axle load limit, which took effect from February 1.
Agitated members of the Sand and Stone Contractors Association could not hide their frustration to the news team. The group blamed government for being insensitive to their plight. The yard where most of these trucks park and wait for their clients was virtually empty Monday morning as the drivers had commenced their sit-down strike. For the members, the new axle load fees was too much for them to pay.
Economy na ekosro bibi asay and ko ba yeguka yasi to ba ko be 16 million shata ze guka nasi eye 10 ebi dey 12 we 12 we say 10 wo dey say ba ko 15 million kura ala says na go say na say and the yanko ya adwuma no afas kan nyina ma ban ne ma metra fie ana bo say ko bokro no ana and dey na adwuma o
say mo anga say ni say tracks ne ba Ghana no soso dia and mo tuma standard ne wo say mo standard a person de ma yeni e bia 10 wheeler en ya bia 14 cubic 12 wheeler en ya bia 18 cubic ne wo say cubic ne de nam
ye paricho onyi sa aziwe ni fi kwano so maye mada wo gira ho no uma eskase nko fa anwa mada nko fa half load be o mpene adabeboa nti e ka che government say onyi sa we no fi kwano so maye na ho ton yen.
They would want government to reconsider the new regulation, which they indicated did not actually seek the well-being of operators.
They should take a second look at these directives. It is even affecting the cargo people, and with this, it will affect cocoa as well as foodstuffs, whatever our view, it will affect all. But we will not like to wash our dirty pans outside. We are advising government. He should be careful, though we know the economy is not good. But we are telling him, if he will starve us, then we will wash dirty pans in public.
The Ghana Highway Authority on Saturday implemented the 2012 LI 2180, which sought to regulate road traffic.
The Ghana Air Traffic Controllers Association has warned it will withdraw air navigation services to airlines operating domestic flights beginning February 8. A letter signed by the president of Air Traffic Controllers Association, Michael Kwapong Etiemo, stated the decision was influenced by some unresolved issues between staff and the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. According to the letter, the planned withdrawal of services will be cancelled if the two groups reach an agreement by February 7, 2014. Airlines to be affected include Starball, Fly 540, Antrak Air, Africa World Airlines, Guian Air, Talo Aviation and VR Aviation. The Air Traffic Controllers Association is advising airlines to make necessary arrangements. Meanwhile, some airlines On Joynews visited refused to comment on the issue. Attempt to reach the air traffic controllers also proved unsuccessful. The Ministry of Education, there are about According to the Ministry of Education, there are about 1,000 schools today in Ghana where classes are held under trees. These include kindergarten, primary, junior high and senior high schools. Sairam Ablade Souza visited Tuya, a community in the northern region, and reports that apart from studying under trees, pupils are taught by their mates.
Looking the strides made by his administration in improving access to quality education, President John Dramani Mahama noted in his first State of the Nation address on 4th January 2013 that about 40% of the over 400 schools under trees have been replaced. 10 months on and just 20 minutes drive from the Northern Regional Capital, pupils of Tuya Primary School, aside studying under trees, have pupils as teachers. It is a private school and has a population of about 200. The structure of the school was constructed through a community self-help project. These children have left home. They sit on this log under this tree every day, determined to gain knowledge. This is class 1. It has about 20 pupils. According to the teacher, he never has a full class. For the past 2 years, they've been sitting on this log and under this tree.
Because we are now sitting under the students sitting under the tree. Some people, some students, they don't feel to come in because of the weather.
Little girl, how old are you? How old are you? Children struggle to understand what they are taught in English. Due to their inability to understand the English language mostly, the teacher is compelled to teach in both English and the local dialect.
I'm going to home rinse or the falling class. So come the class there and go to home.
Idris is a class 3 pupil teaching his own class. Today's lesson is pronunciation. Just to confirm, I asked if he is the teacher of the class, to which he responded,
yes.
I interacted with some of the parents in the community about education in Tuya.
Chukurma the pora the one you swung te kachukurma ka karchang tuni ni binchambian bihma the toli herba the zarnya in swung te shell katuto liva.
About 15 minutes to the close of day, we were invited to join in a game. Soon it was 12 noon and the pupils had to carry their benches and blackboards home. The teachers also walked some of the younger children to a distance where it was safe to continue. For Joy News, Sayram Abla D'Souza.
In other news, hundreds of sympathizers, including family members and government officials, converged at the Acquah International Airport on Monday evening, where the mortal remains of the late Komla Dumont arrived in Ghana from the United Kingdom. The iconic broadcaster with the BBC suddenly died at his London home on January 18, 2014, leaving his family and friends in Ghana, as well as his admirers across the globe, in a state of shock. A delegation of chiefs from Aflao, led by Togbe Fitia Manya V, was also present at the airport to witness the solemn return of their son, whose career in journalism has inspired millions of youth across continents. Komla, until his death, was a youth development chief of Aflao. The body of the late Komla Dumont has now been handed over to the Royal Guards of the Aflao traditional area, with the traditional leaders performing necessary traditional rites. Right after the ritual performance, the Catholic priest also said the Christian prayers, after which the body was handed over to the undertakers to take charge of subsequent funeral proceedings. Well, so that'll be it for the latest news update we have on the AM show, which is live on the Joy News channel of Multi TV. Before we go, though, a recap of our top stories.
Can I just give you this quick one? Nelson Mandela has left his roughly 46 million rand estate, which is very huge, to his wife Gracia Michelle, family members, staff, schools, and the ANC, according to a summary of his will, which was released on Monday.
Yeah, and you know that prior to his death, the family had been having problems or with his estate, you know, they all want to know who can clutch to which and how much.
Yeah. But we're also being told that his wife, Gracia, was likely to waive her right to half of the estate. Yeah. But we'll bring you details as it unfolds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, so that'll be it for the latest news update. Next, we have sports. In the meantime, though, a recap of our top stories for the morning. Chamber of Pharmacy to suspend drug supplies nationwide effective February 10, 2014 to all government hospitals.
University of Cape Coast branch of the Federation of University Senior Staff Association of Ghana declare indefinite strike action.
Sun and Stone Contractors gave government a 2-week ultimatum to revert a decision on a new axle load limits implementation policy introduced, or they will demonstrate.
And as you heard, the mortal remains of the late Komla Dumo arrived home yesterday. That's it for the news. We'll be back with some sports news, which is brought to you by Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo.
It's now time for sports, and I know many of you are looking up to that very highlight in that game between Manchester City when they hosted Chelsea, and we all know what the result was. But in the meantime, though, before we bring you that, you know, Mayweather, what he has done is to go to his fans on social media, Facebook and Twitter, to choose his next opponent, either American or another one. Isn't that very innovative?
Is it Mayweather and the money that everybody is trying to... I mean, what have people been saying? Do we know?
Yeah, basically what they're saying is because he's that good and he earns a lot, it is because his fans tend to attend and watch also when he's having his bout on TV, etc. And that gives him the money with the sponsorship, etc. And this time he feels that his fans to choose who his next opponent.
But that's a good thing. I mean, would he actually box the person that the fans choose?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
And did you watch the match yesterday?
Bits and pieces of it, and you know how, let's see, the BBC put it, this is typical English. Chelsea condemned Manchester City to a first home Premier League defeat of the season as the title race took its latest twist at Etihad.
Wow, so, you know, Mourinho is still playing that trickery, saying that, well, his team is still in the rebuilding process, and that's the psychology of that gentleman. What's the point build-up currently as far as the top log of the Premier League is?
Yeah, despite the loss, though, Manchester City is still second after Arsenal because of goal difference. They've got 41 and Chelsea has got 24.
They're tied with Chelsea.
Yeah, they are in terms of points, but in terms of goal difference, I mean, Man City is way up there.
Which of the team do you support?
Manchester United is the 7th. I mean, there's nothing good to say.
You're one of those disciples.
We'll leave it there.
All right.
But sports is brought to you by Tigo and Cowbell, our milk. Stay on. We'll come up and check out what's making headlines in the major newspapers for you for today. You're still watching the AM show.
We'll be right back.